If anybody ever tries to convince you that you can fight racism by being racist, you can automatically discount them as an idiot. Hello, you wonderful people. Welcome back. Are you ready for some more madness? We're going to jump straight in.
My baby's first drag show.
In January.
That was probably silent, that section, from copyright strikes. That is proof. That is proof that it's the parents. If you don't think that the parents are the problem here, if you believe that these children are confused because the world is confusing them, that's not the case. These children are confused because their parents are purposefully confusing them. That child there couldn't even stand up and they were getting bounced. At a drag show. Why is the child at a drag show? What happened to like the Jetsons and the Flintstones and like kids TV? Where? What? How did we get here? How did we get here? Oh.
February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December.
I'm not even talking about this. I'm not even talking about this. I've said in my previous videos that there would be a gender for everybody because we'll all have our own, right? So we'll all have our own sets of pronouns. They've gone one step further. So now there will be 8 billion times 12. So that's 96 billion. There will be 96 billion gender pronouns because each person will have 12 each. One for each month.
Same. Michael went on to do great things. He taught twerking in schools. He started a new fitness phenomenon called Twerk to 20. No one's sure if it works or not, but they're giving money for it anyway. And he became the first Olympic athlete to win a gold medal for twerking. Michael was a national hero. All because he followed his heart. All because he was true to himself.
I've just watched a group of parents take their small children to witness a man in heavy makeup and a dress tell a fictional story about a little boy called Michael who liked to twerk, made a fitness class about twerking, and became an Olympic twerker, and he was a national hero. That's a brief, accurate synopsis of what we've just seen. How the hell is that child's entered? I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't know what's going on anymore. I feel like somewhere along the way, I've walked through a door and entered the wrong reality. Like, I feel like I took a wrong turn a few years back. And this isn't the one that I was born into. This shit, if this is meant to be normal, I'm happy to be strange. Right? And this is in England. This is in England. You see, this is one of the reasons that I'm concerned, because fucking hell. Oh God. Oh, just look at me. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. Just look at me. This is one of the reasons I'm concerned. Because this happens in America now, right? And typically 5 to 8 years, we get what you guys get. So like, if something happens over there culturally, it tends to happen towards us. This is why like your brands go all over the world. It's why everyone wears fucking Nike and drinks Coca-Cola. Do you know what I mean? And this stuff is coming to England now, and it's in England. And I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. Look, I mean, it's the parents. Look, somebody there with bright yellow hair, and like they're the ones that are taking the kids to these events. The kids aren't going there. The kids aren't booking tickets and saying, "Mum, will you take me to this event?" The parents are saying, "Come on, Jimmy, we're going to see the drag queens." It's the parents, man. This is abuse. This is abuse.
Yeah!
So look at that. How is this not satire? How is this not fake? There's little babies. Look at these kids. These must be like less than 3 years old. Toddlers waddling about. And there's a man in see-through clothes wearing just a pair of panties and a fake wig rolling around like a stripper. Look. The parents are there. The parents are there to see it. The parents are there to see it. And they've just took the kids with them. Look at this!
Can I say how?
This stuff is beyond inappropriate. If you believe that that is okay, you have got something wrong with you. You genuinely do. If you think that a man, like, that wasn't even like, it wasn't even like, I could understand if he was doing like the Macarena or like doing some sort of barn dance. I could understand that. But it's the like the sexual gyrations and the twerking. It's such a sexual dance routine every time. It's like are they deliberately trying to do it? Are they deliberately trying to see how far they can push this, so that when if they push it up to an 8, they can dial it back down to a 6 and we'll accept the 6? Is that what's happening? Are they trying to push it so far that we'll say, right, stop the drag shows, but you can keep the LGBTQIA+2 teachers? Is that what's going to happen? Because the teachers should just be teachers. There shouldn't be LGBT teachers. There shouldn't be straight teachers. There shouldn't be fucking bisexual teachers. There should be teachers. That's what there should be. So I don't know what's going on anymore, guys. I really don't. The world is burning.
How amazing it is to be the queer representation I did not have, and so many people do not have when they were kids. I mean, I am a teacher. I am not your standard teacher. No. I mean, I've actually had quite a few kids tell me I look like a guy, which for me, that's actually kind of a compliment. I'm not sure how, I'm still figuring all of that. But being able to show these kids that being who they are, loving who they are, being proud of who they are, showing everyone who they are is the best thing that they could do for themselves. I mean, I tell these kids to call me mom at school because I say that I am the school mom. I want them to be able to trust me, to come to me, you know, be able to feel like I'm not just someone who's going to give them good or bad grades, but like someone they can actually talk to, someone they can, words, can confide to. And it's the greatest thing I could have ever asked to do in my life.
That's not your job. You're not there as their mom. You're not there as a therapist, as a counsellor. You're there as a teacher. Your job is to ensure that they can understand the alphabet, they can spell, they know what grammar is, they can formulate sentences, basic English language, or whatever language. It could be Korean, depends where you're based. And arithmetic. They should know that 2 + 2 actually equals 4, unless it's 3.9, depending on how you want to look at it, but we'll not get into that. But like, that's your job. Maybe sprinkle in some science, sprinkle in some history. For elementary kids, I'm talking here. That's the basics. That's what they should be teaching. You don't need to teach them that they can be gay. You don't need to teach them that they can be straight. You don't need to teach them that they can be polyamorous. They don't need any of this stuff. That is not your job. If you want to teach people about being gay or being straight or being anything like that that's to do with sexuality or mental health or whatever it is, right? Become a therapist and get patients. Like, you can't just operate like on children. You can't just operate on them. If you want to be a surgeon, you can't just go to school and think, oh, well, I want to be a surgeon, so I'm going to amputate Jimmy's leg. You can't do that. You also can't pretend to be a psychologist. You can't just go in there and pretend that you're their therapist and get them to confide in you. You're overstepping boundaries. Disgraceful behaviour, really is.
If you are attempting to figure out if you want to go no contact, let me give you a tip. Go no contact first before you figured it out. If you tell your mother, for example, you're going to go no contact. And she makes it all about her. She says, what the fuck does that mean? She steamrolls over your experience or your emotions. She makes it all about her. She tries to manipulate you with guilt. That is really valuable information about how to proceed. If you go no contact and she says, I love you very much, I respect your decision, please take as much space as you need, I'll be working on myself and I'm ready if you ever want to have contact again. That's helpful information too. Give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, that is some really solid advice if given to an adult. But I don't know the context of this. I don't know if his audience is 12-year-olds or his audience is 25-year-olds. I mean, if your parents are abusive to you and they don't take your emotions seriously and they gaslight you and they manipulate you and stuff, you don't need to figure out a reason to leave if you don't want to be there. You can just leave. That's fair enough. Go no contact. Yeah, that's solid advice. If people in your life are making your life objectively, verifiably worse, cut them off. If you had a gangrenous foot, you wouldn't be carrying it around with you. You'd lob it off, believe me. So it does make sense. If you're 22, 23 years old, say you come out as gay and you've got a really strict religious family, it might be the best thing for you. It might be. It's an extreme solution, but it might be. Right? That's fair enough. I can give him that. But if he's saying that to 12-year-olds, that is creepy as fuck. That's why context is key. So I don't know what to say there because I don't know who he's speaking to. But if he's speaking to children, Jeffrey Marsh is his name. Maybe you guys can let me know. If he's aiming at kids, I'd say that's problematic advice to anybody beneath the age of 20. Once you get to 20, 22, you can maybe start thinking about it, but it's still early to act on that. You should maybe be like, this is advice for like 25 plus. Like if you're 25 years old and your parents are still treating you like this, then maybe think about it. But if you're 12, you don't get a say. Your parents can, if they think you're doing something harmful, just listen to them because they know better than you do 9 times out of 10. Trust me.
What came over you sitting there watching all of these videos on TikTok? What made you think, you know what? I'm just going to grab some of these videos and put it out there and let people see what's happening over here. Because it was brilliant.
Yeah.
And it was just such a simple notion.
I think it was just how outrageous it all was and the fact that they were so proud of it. So you have these teachers, these kindergarten teachers, and they're actually really, really proud that they are talking to kindergarteners about, do I have to censor myself?
I mean,
They're really, really inappropriate things. I'm not going to say...
things of a sexual nature.
Yeah.
Things of a really complicated and confusing gender issues.
Yeah, and they're proud of it. That's the craziest part. So I'm seeing all this content. It's so bizarre. It's so outrageous. And I'm like, the public needs to know about this.
How many Twitter followers did you have when you started that?
0.
How many do you have right now?
1.9 million.
Oh!
Thank you.
What was your formal media training? Like, did you go to journalism school? Did you go to some kind of technical school to learn how to fix the algorithm?
I have no background in media, no background in journalism, no background in politics, and anything like that.
You're just a woman who saw
I'm
things.
just a woman who saw a problem and decided to help and do something about it.
So somebody asked.
I could not agree with her message more. I'm just a guy that saw a problem. Like I said previously, like whatever happens in America trickles down to Europe. UK first, then Europe. Europe osmosis is into Europe, like men Europe. UK, then Europe, right? So if you don't want to watch me talking over these videos, above me is a gentleman called Rob is Right. In every video I've posted, I've left the description. In the description, I've left a link to his channel and a link to the video that I'm commenting on. I'm not doing this for clout. I've got a job that I'm quite comfortable with. I do this once a week. I just want people to see how crazy this stuff is. I want you guys to know it. And I want you guys to see it and spread it and get people aware of this stuff. I don't care where you see it. If you want to go to Twitter and watch it come from Libs of TikTok herself, you do that. Just make sure you're aware of this. Because if we don't push back against this, it's going to get worse. Just look at the last 3 years as an example. We've gone from 10 years ago, we've gone from men shouldn't compete with women because they're stronger and faster, to having Fallon Fox throwing a woman round in an octagon and Leah Thomas walking around naked in a locker room. 10 years ago, that would have been crazy. So if we don't push back, we're going to keep falling down this hill that we're rolling down. So yeah, I'm just a normal guy, works a normal job, who sees this stuff and wants to share it and spread it around to make sure that other people know. And you guys are helping. You're subscribing to me, you're liking the videos, you're commenting. We're spreading this around. We need to try and restore some sense of normalcy. That's what we need to do.
Ask me what unpacking white violence looks like in my own life and why it's important to me. So what unpacking white violence looks like in my life is that I am journaling. I am processing all these things I'm hearing and learning from Black content creators on this app. I'm also watching other people's journeys. The most exciting and most important part is I am going to be beginning a mentorship where I am under the mentorship actually of some very strong professional Black women who that's what they do. They help others learn how to unpack their white violence. And why it's important to me is professionally, I am a teacher. I'm going back to work in the fall, and I want to be the best person and teacher that I can be. And I know change begins within first. But for me, in order for me to grow and nurture these young scholars who might be Black and brown, I have to unpack that white violence or I'm going to cause damage. And I want to be a good role model for my children. I want to lead by example. Can I prevent my children from becoming assholes? No. But hopefully one day they can look at me and say, you know, Mom did X, Y, and Z right. And, you know, maybe we can follow suit. But yeah, so that's how I'm unpacking it and why it's important to me. Have a great day.
That's problematic!
Indeed it is, Rob. Indeed it is. If anybody ever tries to convince you that you can fight racism by being racist, you can automatically discount them as an idiot, right? The fact that I need to be taught that I'm violent because of my melanin levels makes the person making the claim a racist because they're looking at this and then making an assumption about me. It doesn't make any sense at all. You can't fight racism with racism. Oh, look, a fire. Quick, where's the gasoline? It makes 0 sense. 0 sense. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Mwah. Peace.